Hey yo, what's up buddy? Holmes here and welcome back to more Dark Souls 3 walkthrough. Real walkthrough, not a playthrough, with my triple katana build. And yeah, welcome back. Today we are going to be taking on the Undead settlement. And in the Undead settlement here, our main enemy of this area are going to be these villagers, which is a pretty good thing because they are really easy to defeat because you can just boop, like that, roll into them to interrupt their attacks. So that is very useful tactic right there. So if you guys are stuck in like a corner or something, you know, and they start attacking you, roll into them to interrupt their attack and then just kick their ass that way. Right now we just got a small leather shield. This is actually pretty useful because it kind of makes the parry timing feel like Dark Souls 1 parry timing. Alright, and I really like the Dark Souls 1 parry system timing thing compared to like Dark Souls 2. I don't know about you guys, but I really hate Dark Souls 2 parrying. I can't parry shit. I believe I can only like parry once out of the entire playthrough. So yeah, and that's by luck too. So it's pretty bad. I don't know. But yeah, that's that. Next up here, this pickle right here is very important. Alright, because you can give... Actually, this is what Grey Rat's been looking for. Loretta's bone right there. We're going to pick that up in a bit. But first up, watch out for this little ambush here. Roll right into him and... Oh yeah. And just grab up this repair powder here. So yeah, that's Loretta's bone. That's what we need to give to Grey Rat. Alright. And yeah, next up, we got another pickup right here. And we got some of these little assassin guys up down here, so make sure you take care of them before we proceed, okay? Because if you don't, they are gonna be on your ass. And if, like, they may look weak and stuff, but if there are multiple of them and they start attacking you with combos, oh boy, yeah, it can be pretty bad. Yeah, see, it's not just like a 1 or 2 hit. They start going crazy with that little axe that they have. So be careful about those guys. Here we got the smaller version of the charcoal pine resin. Okay, these smaller versions don't last as long. I believe it lasts for like around 10 to 20 seconds. It's barely, like, you can barely land any hits with that and then it's gone. So yeah, and here we got Loretta's bone. Let's go and check it out. Alright, so this is what Grey Rat's been looking for. Okay, give that to him and we can proceed with his side quest. Next, we got some villagers here, and if you got some fire bombs, and I'm pretty sure you guys do, because we got a lot in the previous episode. Well, not in the previous episode, but in the previous area, which is Lothric. And also, they give up quite a bit of fire bombs in the tutorial area, the Cemetery of Ash. And yeah, you can just toss it at the sparrows behind the villagers and it will send them flying and kill them in the process. It's so satisfying to see those guys go flying. I don't know, but it makes me really happy to see them go flying. But yeah, and the rest of them, we're just gonna take them out the old-fashioned way, which is our dodge and attack. And watch out for that little thing that's following us. That is what the caster right there that's casting. Okay, those things home, and if you get hit by those, it builds up your bleed meter. And if it fully goes up, like if your bleed meter it's filled, you'll bleed, and it takes away a lot of health. So be careful with that. And it can kill you too. So you know, watch out for that shit. These enemies, I like to call them the fat minister chicks. And for those of you guys who play Demon Souls, you guys will know why I call them that. Alright, because in Demon Souls there are these guys who looks exactly like them, but I believe they're male. And like the face looks exactly the same, and the hat that they wear, holy shit. It's like they're brother and sisters, I don't know. But yeah. And I believe they're called the Fat Ministers. So right here we're just gonna call it the Fat Minister chicks. that's all I'm gonna call them. But yeah, we just picked up a very important item there. That is the Estus Shard. So you know, make sure you pick that up. Very important because that's gonna allow us to upgrade our Estus, the amount of Estus we can carry. So yeah, it's always good to have a good amount of Estus or a lot of Estus, especially if you're going through this game on NG Plus or NG Plus Plus or beyond. You're gonna need those Estus. Right here, we're gonna snipe this body down because this is gonna drop some throwing knives that we can use. And that's one thing I forgot that's very important here. It's that you want to bring a good amount of arrows, 50 to 100. It doesn't have to be good arrows. As long as you got arrows, it's all good. Alright, so you can buy them from the Handmaiden or Grey Rats. Just buy 50 to 100. Alright, because we're gonna need them. If you want to make your life here in the Undead Settlement easier, make sure you get them. If you don't give a shit, then you know, don't get them. I kind of forgot, so I have to deal with it. I don't want to go back, so yeah, I'm just using throwing knives. Well, I'm gonna be using throwing knives soon. But yeah, right here, this is an optional route you can take to get to the boss of this area, and also you can join the Covenant if you take the route on the right, which I'm not gonna join right now. There is an alternative way that you can join the Covenant that's here, and I'll show you guys how soon. Okay, once we get there, I'll show you guys how to join it. But if you want to join the Covenant now, you can do so as well. It's the Purple Phantom Covenant, which is called the Mount Maker Covenant. So yeah, I'm gonna do that later. I'm not gonna do that right now. Okay. So yeah, and you see how these guys, these not rat, but these tiny assassin guys, when they have different weapons. Well, two different weapons, I believe. The axe and then the great sword. The guys with great swords, they hit much harder and they have way more health. So yeah, this guy right here usually chills up on the roof. He'll be shooting blow darts at you. But sometimes he will fall down. Okay. For those, I believe any of them can use the blow darts. And once you get close to them, then they'll reveal their weapon. I believe that's how it is. Maybe the greatsword ones, the guys with greatsword, they'll just try to come after you with the greatsword, not even bother with the blow darts. But yeah, if you get close to them, they'll pull out their freaking little axe. So yeah, don't think they're that easy to take down. Here we got two more of those guys. Yeah, try to take them both down at once, but one of them fell, so now we're gonna have to go down and get him. But it's not too much of a pain though, because that's where we have to go anyways. It's just that we're gonna have to watch out for him now. So yeah, this is the way to go. Be careful here because this guy right here on the right, he is playing dead. Okay, this guy is actually alive, so watch out for that. They are really weak to thrusting attacks, so if you got any weapons that stabs, just, you know, attack him with that. It'll take him down real fast. Right here we got the charcoal pine resin. That is the good version of those fire buff things that we got from the beginning. In the beginning we got the smaller version, so it doesn't last as long. The big versions, they'll last longer. So yeah, I believe it lasts maybe 30 seconds or a minute, I don't know, but it lasts way longer than the small ones. I almost freaking died here, and the reason why I didn't heal, it's because that soup right there, that soup, it'll heal you, I believe, all the way. I'm not sure, but I've always been able to get full heals on those soup. But yeah, and we also got the Sunlight Covenant item, so that's pretty cool as well. The weird thing about the Sunlight Covenant, it's you get the Covenant right now, like very early on in the game, but you can't make any offerings to its altar until like towards the end game, which I find it's kind of silly. But yeah, I guess what you can do is you could just do not PvP, co-op right now, and you know, you can start saving up those sunlight medals. The way to obtain those sunlight medals, it's make sure you're in the covenant, so make sure you equip the sunlight covenant item and then co-op and help out other people. And when your duty's done with helping out others, like either mainly killing the boss, and once you're done with that, you'll be awarded with a sunlight medal. And once you get around 30, I believe 30, that's all you need to get your covenant devotion to max. So once you get 30, you know, get that devotion to max and you can get all the stuff for the sunlight covenant. Here we got these villagers that are in a very tight area, and also the fat minister chick that's upstairs that's blasting spells at us. The spell isn't too bad, but it's kind of annoying because it's those bleed things. And it homes. Right here, a little ambush. I knew it was there, but I still got hit. It's kind of stupid. But right here, I was trying to take out this rat guy. But yeah, I ended up killing him, but I don't know if the damage was worth it because I took a lot of damage from that one. And also in this room, the reason why we came to this room, it's because we can get the whip. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Next up we got another villager. This guy has a hammer, so be careful about him. And sometimes the fat minister chick will fall down. This time she didn't. I prefer to fight her down here rather than up there because it's so tight up there. You're gonna be taking more damage than dealing damage. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to get her to fall by throwing some freaking throwing knife at her ass right there. Get your fat ass down here now. Thank you. Ooh, don't step on me, come on. And yeah, if you got arrows, you know, you can just freaking headshot her. Headshots on these guys so freaking useful because you can interrupt their casts. So if they're about to cast that that homing spell, you can just pop a headshot and you can interrupt the cast. Alright, so and it does a good amount of damage too, so yeah. I don't know. I think it's worth it to bring a lot of arrows to this area. And you know, you can just cheese those fat minister chicks. This is the way to go up. There is a pickup up here, and as you guys can see, it's pretty damn tight up here. She freaking pretty much takes up like more than half of the walkway here, so you know it's doable. You can kill her up here without taking any damage, but it's just a little risky because chances are she's gonna be doing the damage and you're gonna be receiving the damage. So yeah, I much prefer to fight her downstairs. Right here we got one of these guys with the freaking saws, so be careful here. These guys cannot be backstabbed because they got that plank on their ass right there, so they cannot be backstabbed, but they can't be staggered like that. Bam. Another thing I want to mention here is that if you're alive at this point right here, you'll be invaded by a mad phantom, so be careful. Alright, if you're not alive, then you won't be invaded. And the invader will spawn right in front of us right here, so I'm just gonna pop off my ember right here. And for those of you guys that are wondering, how am I dead? Check the last video and you guys will know how I'm dead and not alive right now. But now I'm alive again, so it's all good. So here's the invader. This guy has a good amount of health. It's either I believe it's just that I didn't upgrade my weapon. That's why I'm doing shit damage to this guy. I should have upgraded my weapon before taking on this area, but you know, it's too late now. There's no turning back. And I love it when he uses what do you call that move again? Power Within, because it drains his health by itself. It's like he poisoned himself. But be careful because when he casts that, it also buffs his damage. He may be taking damage, but he's also getting that damage buff, so you know, don't underestimate his attacks when that thing is activated. Another thing you want to be careful about this guy is that he has 3 Estus flasks. Okay, so he can heal 3 times, and also if he runs out of that shit, he can cast this pyromancy spell called Warmth, which he's gonna do right here. This is Warmth, okay? And once you're in that, your health will just continue to regen. and it regens pretty damn fast too. So yeah, and I don't know. The bad thing about that it's because your opponent can use that as well. So you know, I'm just gonna keep them at bay. I'm gonna use that to heal myself and not waste any Estus. Oh yeah, take that. And yeah, the easiest way to take them down, it's you just, you know, damage spam the shit out of them. That's how you take them down quick. But the thing you want to be careful about doing that is that if he has his shield out, he can parry your ass. So be careful, okay? Because you don't want him to be parrying your ass, because it does a good amount of damage, and it has the potential to kill you too. So be careful about, you know, spamming a weapon. You can. The best time to do damage spam, it's when he two hands his weapon like that. That's when it's so safe to that's like the safest time to weapon spam the shit out of him. Okay. I'm gonna cast another warmth. Come on, these guys are casting that shit all over the place right here. It's good for me though, because I'm just using that to heal, and I want to keep him out of that. That parry is a little slow there. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? And bam, there you go. You're done, son. And stay down. Oh yeah. Thanks for the warmth, by the way. That sounded kind of weird. Thanks for the warmth. That sounded kind of weird. I don't know. It sounded like we did something together, but we didn't. Anyways, upon defeating him, he drops this shackle right here. This is what you're gonna need to upgrade your covenant for the mount makers. Okay, you can either kill this guy for it, or you can do PvP for it. The special thing about that covenant is when you do PvP, you don't have to kill the host in order to complete your duty. It's really weird. Sometimes it'll want you to kill one phantom, so the moment you kill that one phantom, your duty is complete, and it'll give you one. So it's random, but yeah, it's weird. Up there was a crystal lizard. If you come over here and the crystal lizard's not there, then you probably triggered them already. And the way to get the crystal lizard to spawn back is you're gonna just have to warp out of this area and then warp back. Okay, if you try to rest in the bonfire, he will not come back. So yeah, you're just gonna have to warp out if you miss that. Okay, just so you guys know, because at first I was so confused. Because usually enemies spawn back when you sit in a bonfire, but not for the crystal lizards. And yeah, yeah, I don't know. The way to get them to spawn back is you just have to leave and come back. Next, this little part here. If you didn't befriend the giant, which we haven't, he's gonna be blasting arrows at you, and these arrows are no joke because they do a good amount of damage. So yeah, you can already see the arrows flying down right now. If you befriend him, the arrows will not hurt you at all, and he won't even bother aiming at you. Okay, we'll befriend him soon. We'll do it in this video, but yeah, I'm gonna try to get by this area without getting wrecked by him. Okay, let's come over here. Watch out for these guys behind you. I took some chip damage from the arrow. I just want to, yeah, get off. Now roll into him to stagger him. So useful. Yeah, I just want to bait them to all come out, so then the giant can take care of them for me. I also got hit though, so that was very nice. But I'm just gonna wait right here. And come on, come on, come on. There we go. Woo! That guy's been taking flying lessons. And come on. Okay, I don't know why that arrow didn't hit. And watch out. Come on. There we go. I don't know. It's so freaking satisfying to see him go flying. I know there are pickups on the ground here. I'm not going to touch him just yet because I don't want to be sent flying right now. So, yeah. Whoa, that was... Yeah, be careful because the arrows can penetrate the house, and if you're near like a wall or whatever, the arrow can still hit you. Okay, so be really careful about that. And here he dropped his pitchfork. This is a luck drop. Okay, it's not a guaranteed drop. So yeah. And if we make a jump over here, you can grab up a scythe that's right there. Okay, So let's go check out the items we just got. We got the pitchfork. Reminds me of Resident Evil 2. Well, not Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 2. Okay. Actually, it's like Resident Evil 4. Where the villagers and stuff. It's these old games. I remember back in the days when I saw Resident Evil, I would piss myself. That show was like the scariest thing I ever seen. But horror games nowadays, holy shit. Looking back at those Resident Evil games that I was scared of, it's not even that scary. But the new one that's coming out, Resident Evil 7, that thing looks creepy. If it's like pure first person, which I'm not sure if it is or not, but from the E3 demo that we saw, that's first person. It reminds me a lot of PT, and you know, I didn't even bother playing the freaking demo of that. I made my friend play it, and then he went to shock for like 1 second or two. I don't know. He said he couldn't hear, which I was scared because I thought something was gonna happen to him. I'm like, oh crap, it's gonna be on me because I showed him the game. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, this fat minister chick here. Watch out for her. Usually I don't get all ballsy like this, but I just feel brave today. So I'm gonna fuck her up like this. Yeah, because she got 2 villagers with her, and she has 1 dog that follows her. So, yeah, you gotta have to worry about like 3 other enemies while taking her on. But yeah, usually I just wait it out and wait for them to come to me. But you know, you can also get all ballsy like this and just kick their ass like that. And there we go. So yeah, we were right next to the boss door. But we're not going to take on the boss just yet because we're not done exploring this area. We still have stuff to pick up and NPCs to meet. Watch out for getting that pickup because this guy will pop up behind you. He hangs out around the ledge, so you can actually trigger him to come up before even grabbing him with the item. So there's that. Next up, we got another one of these guys that you can't backstab, but instead of a saw, this guy has a bow. Okay, I prefer to fight these guys more than the saw guys because their attacks are way easier to dodge and they don't go as crazy. They don't start running around the freaking area like with a chicken with its head cut off. So yeah, you can just, you know, dodge them, just dodge to the side for these guys and then, you know, get a couple of hits in. And this guy actually dropped his machete, so that was new. I don't think they dropped their bow. At least I haven't seen it. I don't even think it's possible. I haven't seen anyone running around with that thing, so I don't think it's possible. But yeah, they dropped the machete. Next up here, watch out for these barrels because we got some firebomb throwers upstairs, so be careful. Yeah, those things will hurt if you get blasted by those barrels. That shit does a lot of damage. And in here there is another bonfire. Okay, this is pretty much the boss bonfire. It's the I wouldn't say the closest. The one that's near the invader, it's pretty damn close as well. But that one's pretty close. This one's pretty close too, and it's really easy to get to the boss with this one because you don't have to go through too much enemies. And oh shit, yeah, the fire bombs can reach down here. That was kind of a risky thing to do, rolling backwards, because I could have fell. Alright, guy. Damn. Alright. Calm down. There we go. Okay. And if you go all the way to the end, there's a pickup right over here. Okay. So there is that. Now let's go back. Actually, let's go up and take down those bitches that have been throwing firebombs because they've been annoying the hell out of me. So let's go and do that. So this is the only way to get up, by the way. From this bonfire, this is the only way to get up. There's no other way to get up here. So yeah, and also up here there is NPC we can rescue, which this NPC is very important if you guys want to learn pyromancy. So yeah, make sure to come up here and rescue the guy if you guys are into pyromancy. And what the fuck, man? You can't just hit me through a wall like that. What the frick? Oh, his weapon didn't even bother bouncing off of that shit. He just like cut through that thing like, I don't know.
Welcome to my abode. I am Cornyx, an old pyromancer. A crow in his cage, as you see now. But here we are, an encounter for the ages. I hear the unkindled make for fine vessels. Care to learn some pyromancies from this old man? Ah, most wise. A chance encounter should not be squandered. To reiterate, I am Cornyx of the Great Swamp. The pleasure is mine.
Alright, so there's that. And here's an axe that you can get. Okay. And that's pretty much that. Let's go down here and let's get a ring. The fire clutch ring, I believe. It boosts your fire damage, but you also take more fire damage, which it's pretty useful in this area. If you guys are planning to use fire against the boss of this area, then you know, equip this ring. Yeah, pretty useful, especially for pyromancy users. But yeah, it's not that useful for me because I don't have any fire attack stuff. I mean, I could buff my weapon with fire, but I don't know if that counts. It should. But yeah. Next we are gonna go meet the giant, so we can befriend him, so he stopped firing freaking arrows at us, and we can finally grab those items in peace. Right here. Let's do a villager. Oh, actually, this guy's supposed to follow the fat minister chick, but he didn't. Watch out for this dog. He guards the sewer area. Sewer area, we're gonna save that for the next episode. We're gonna get the sewer stuff after we take down the boss of this area, because it's fairly short, so I'm just gonna put them in one video, so the video won't be as short. Let's trigger this guy. Another thing about arrows right here, it's you can pull those big guys one at a time if you have arrows. You know, you can just shoot one of them and then it'll trigger them. But if you don't have arrows, like my dumbass that didn't bring any arrows, I'm just gonna have to bait them. And it's kind of annoying because both of them follow you to one point, and then one of them will back off. But yeah, it takes longer to kill them because you have to do this bait tactic. I mean, you can fight them both in the same time, but that's pretty crazy though, because I don't know, I mean, they don't really hit. It's not like they do light damage. They do fairly decent damage at this point of the game. I mean, unless you're going through NG+, then you know, with your fully upgraded weapon, then I'm pretty sure you can take them both on. But even then, it's still pretty damn risky. Okay, but yeah, finally got the other guy off our ass. So we're just gonna deal with his friend over here. So we're just gonna do our launch to the side. Yeah, I hate that move where he turns around like he just swings his freaking saw. This shit's so scary, because most of the time I get tagged by that thing. But I'm just like, I'm just gonna be really careful right now because I don't want to get hit. We're already low on Estus. I don't want to lose any more Estus. And watch out for him to throw the... Okay, never mind. Well, we don't have to deal with that guy. And it's kind of bullshit how they can survive the drop from this height. Right? It's a pretty freaking high area, and they can survive the drop. And if we try it, we're gonna bite the dust, because that drop is gonna kill us. And the hilarious thing about that is, me and my cousin were going through this area with co-op. So we were just having fun going through this area, and then we got invaded. So we're like, okay, let's just find an open area so we can fight those guys, the guy who invaded us. And then the moment the invader saw us, because he was upstairs and we were downstairs, Like, he was on the bridge and we were on the bottom picking out stuff, and the freaking invader just decided to drop down from the bridge. I don't know if that person's new or what, but the person just dropped down from the bridge and they just killed themselves like straight up right there. I don't know if they saw an enemy do it and then the enemy survived, or they thought that's how we got down there and then we survived. But yeah, that guy just straight up like leaped off the freaking edge and just killed himself like that. So I don't know. That was pretty hilarious. But yeah, here we got an NPC that we can talk to.
Another one of those unkindled, are you? All you faceless undead, behaving as if you deserve respect. No matter. Heed my words. If you've any sense, you'll go find a coffin to huddle up inside. You here, in this land of hollows. You're like a frail maiden on the front lines. If, like the others, you're fool enough to play the champion, then go on ahead. Traipse right past the abandoned church. You'll face death. And it won't be pretty. Enough death to leave you broken. Time after time. Yeah. If, like the others, you'll then go.
Alright, up next, this fog door is actually a glitch. If you get invaded by the Mad Phantom, this fog door will stay here. And the way to get rid of it is you just restart your game. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, we are back. We restarted our game and the fog is gone. I don't know why, but it's so weird. Every time you get invaded, that fog door just stays there. And the only way to get rid of it is you have to, you know, go through the trouble restarting your game. But right now we're going to meet another NPC that looks a little familiar.
Oh. Pardon me, I was absorbed in thought. I am Siegward of Catarina. To be honest, I'm in a bit of a pickle. Have you ever walked near a white birch only to be struck by a great arrow? Well, if I'm not mistaken, they come from this tower. Whoever it is, I'm sure I can talk some sense into them. But I have to find a way up, and that's just the trouble. This lift only goes down, you see, and... well, that doesn't get me anywhere. This lift with it, I've got to...
Okay, so that is Siegward, and the elevator that goes up. Well, you pretty much just send the elevator that Siegward took to come up. You send it down and you just wait here, and then another set of elevator will come down. This elevator, it's actually the elevator we want to take to go see the giant, because he's all the way up in the tower. So we're gonna want to see him to befriend him, so he stop blasting arrows at us and start helping us out with those enemies that are around the freaking white tree. So yeah, let's go see this giant. Make sure you don't kill him. I mean, you can, but don't. And upon making peace with him, he'll give you this white branch. And another thing, make sure you don't use it, okay? This is a special white branch. It's different than the other ones we can pick up. This one, it means you're allied with him and he won't blast your arrows. So make sure you don't consume that shit, okay? And yeah, that's that. Let's take the elevator down again. We're gonna hear Siegward's. There we go. We'll see. We'll check that out in a bit. But I want to go down and take care of the Frost Knight that's down there. This Frost Knight, if you have arrows, once again, it's very easy to take him down. You can pretty much cheese the guy with arrows if you have them. If you don't, you're gonna have to play it a little bit more risky. But it's another cheese that we can do. So yeah. since we don't have the arrows for it, I'm just gonna cheese this guy. That's what plan B cheese right here. It's best if you guys equip a shield for this part. Because just in case he hits us, you know. So what we're gonna want to do is we want to aggro him. So get him to attack like that, and then just roll away. Okay. The other way, if you have an arrow, if you have bow and arrows to cheese him, just, you know, trigger him to walk towards you, and then just back off towards the door, and then you can just shoot him in the head like that. But since we don't got that, we're gonna have to bait him like this. Make sure he follows you. Alright, the way to make him follow you over here is you have to make him attack you. So that's why I triggered him to like start swinging at me. And then when he does a jump, he'll fall down. Not the ice breath. Oh shit, he didn't fucking fall. Ah! This is the first time he ever leaped over the freaking hole. There we go. That's what's supposed to happen. And yeah, once he dies, he'll drop his sword, the Irithyll straight sword right here. It's a pretty cool weapon. But yeah, holy shit, that's like, this is the first time I've ever seen him leaped over the freaking hole. Usually he'll fall, like the moment he jumps, he'll fall straight down. But I mean, this video is for YouTube, right? I mean, it's no surprise that they do crazy shit like that. Because I mean, every time I record, crazy stuff happens. The one I remember the most, it's the one where I got glitched into the wall while fighting the Smelter Demon in Dark Souls 2. That was so stupid. He hit me and then I dodged. And then like I freaking dodged into the wall and I got stuck there. And I couldn't get out until he hit me again. So I had to like take one unnecessary damage. But yeah, when I'm recording for YouTube, shit happens. That's just how it goes. But yeah, I'm just gonna pop off an Estus here. Let's go up. We're gonna want to go meet Siegward now, and this is also another area that's very useful to have arrows, because then you can help out Siegward. Yeah, you can help out Siegward better than I can, because I'm just planning to freaking throwing out the shit out of the enemy that we have to kill. So yeah, hopefully this goes well. Because if I screw up on trying to like assist him, he's gonna die. And I don't want him to die because I want to continue his quest line. So yeah, here is Siegward.
Ah, oh, don't disappear like that. You had me downright worried. But thanks to you, an epiphany has struck me square in the head. I've unraveled the riddle of this inscrutable lift. On some days I begin to doubt myself. I went up the tower, so I thought, then somehow ended up here. I'm not exactly sure what happened. Anyhow, do you see that? That humongous beast? I'm no coward and I've a steady hand, but that thing makes my skin crawl. How now? Think twice before you go down that road. I could try talking some sense into him. No, I think not. He's far too overheated. I've got to use my head and think. I could try.
Okay, so let's prep ourselves here. Yeah, we don't have enough arrows. So we can forget about equipping the bow. Well, actually, we're gonna need the bow for a bit, because we need the bow to pull this guy over. He's usually patrolling around. I guess he got stuck this time. Yeah, he usually walks around the bonfire. Well, not the bonfire, the fire that's right there. But I just pop an arrow at him, and then he'll come walking over. And this is the part where we have to keep the monster's attention on us, okay? Because if you just leave him alone, there is a chance Siegward can kill him. But also there's a chance that he can kill Siegward. And if he dies, if Siegward dies, there's no going back. You can't bring him back alive. So make sure you do this, okay? If you have arrows, if you have good amount of arrows, you can just keep blasting him in the face and then his attention will constantly be on us. But since we don't have arrows, well, not that much arrows, then we're just gonna have to, you know, settle this with throwing knives. So I'm just gonna try to keep his attention on me. So yeah, come on, and let Siegward do the heavy lifting down there. But yeah, if you got arrows, keep blasting him in the face, and everything will be fine. If we don't, you better hope you got some sort of range weapon, or you guys can go down there and fight him. But he hits fairly hard though, so be careful. Alright. Take it to the face. You still with me? Take it to the face. Still there? Alright, eat it. Alright, that's my last one. He's about to die. Let's just go down there and cut his ass. Yeah! There we go. Be careful not to hit Siegward. And down he goes.
That was quite a performance. But you mustn't get in over your head. We Unkindled must put our duties first. But, for the moment, we've a toast to make. To your valor, my sword, and our victory together. Long may the sun shine. Well, I'm going to have myself a little nap. The only thing to do, really, after a nice toast.
Alright, if you keep talking to him, you'll eventually get that gesture sleep. And that's pretty much it for Siegward for now. We'll continue his quest line later. But yeah, this area is pretty much safe now. At least this outer area is. There are still more enemies inside, so we'll deal with them in a bit. But first, let's grab up some pickles out here. We got a club here. Okay. And there's also a set out here. It's the northern set, and we can also get a pale tongue out here, which is, we can use that for a side quest later. Oh, yeah, there's the northern set, and here's the pale tongue. And I'm pretty sure someone's gonna be asking, Holmes, where the heck did you get that helmet? Well, this helmet I actually just transferred over for my other characters. But yeah, it's just a helmet. There's no like special stat on it or anything like that. I just wanted this helmet on this character because the side quest that I want to do to get that helmet, this helmet, it's gonna be very late in the game. So yeah, that's why I have this helmet now, because my character's already hollowed out and he looks pretty freaking fugly. So yeah, that's why I transferred over this helmet, and this is the only thing I transferred over, just so I can play this game without looking at my character's face and go like yeah. So that's what this helmet's about. For those of you guys that, I'm pretty sure some people are gonna be asking, what the heck did you get that helmet? So yeah, for those of you guys wondering, that's how I got it. All right. But yeah, I'm gonna show you guys how to get this helmet the proper way soon. Well, eventually. But yeah, these two guys will drop down when you try to approach the shiny. So yeah, if you got, like I said, if you got arrows, you can just shoot them and they'll fall down. But since I don't have that, you know, gonna have to trigger and back off. Yeah, this is the life without arrows. And here's another guy chilling out on the side here. Alright, up next we got two dogs. If you walk forward a little bit, you'll trigger one to pop out. And here's another great place to pop an arrow. But since I don't have one, well, I do have arrows, but you know, I don't want to use it right now. I'm just gonna bait this guy with sound. So I just broke that little bucket on the side and then triggered them. But make sure you don't run towards them, because there's another one in the back over here. I mean, we can always use our shield and, you know, block and slash attack. Actually, I should have just done that. It's more fun dodging them because the excitement of getting bit by these things. It's so fun. Next up, we got a bunch of those cage guys that can fall down if you open the chest. The moment you open the chest, these guys will fall. Okay, if you don't touch the chest, they will not fall. So I'm not gonna touch the chest just yet, because there are two of these fat minister chicks that are in front of us, and I want to deal with them first. And I believe I have just enough arrows to kill one. If we get pure headshots. See how you can just interrupt their cast? I'm gonna get more arrows after this area. I mean, holy shit, this is like the life without arrows. I can't stand it. Sometimes if you're lucky, she'll walk down towards you, so that's great. But sometimes, most of the time, they'll actually stay up there. But the good thing about these guys is that they don't trigger all at once, so that's good. It's not like I hit one and the other one starts casting too, because that would be a bitch. But if you just stay here, you can just, you know, cheese them with arrows. If you guys got more arrows, you can cheese them both with arrows. And it should do her in. Bam. There we go. Got one last arrow. I mean, might as well, right? Let's just get some damage in on this bitch right here. Alright, so we got no more arrows. Let's just take her down the old school style. Dodge, get behind her. Pop that ass cheeks. Okay, back off. This is a grab, so be careful. There's fire shit. Freaking human torch over here. Okay, and let's just take her down. There we go. Alright, now we can go open the chest. This chest contains human pine resin, which is like dark magic. You can buff your weapon with dark magic here. But yeah, see how the moment you open that chest, these guys drop down. I should have cleared the table here. Actually, let's try and do that right now. Yeah, and you know, just kind of bait them into a line or somewhat close together, and then if you got a thrusting weapon, hopefully you guys do, and then you can just, you know, kick their ass like that. And woo, 2 for 1. Oh yeah. Take that, you cage things. And here is the human pine resin. There we go. Okay, so if you use that, it'll apply dark attribute to your sword or whatever the heck you're using. So there's that. And holy shit, I almost walked off right there. Alright, the way to go is up here. This is totally an optional area. You guys don't have to do this if you don't want to. But I'm just gonna do it because I'm gonna cover it, all the areas in this game, so don't worry about that. Up here we got a pretty useful ring for you guys who use builds that are not heavy, light builds. You know, you got like light armors and stuff like that. It's very useful because that Flynn's ring, the lower your equipment level is, the higher your weapon damage will be. So if you go completely naked and you have like a low percentage, then that shit's gonna boost your damage like crazy. So yeah. Next up, this is gonna be a little bitch here. We gotta jump. I always hate jumping, but the way to go is you just go straight like that and then jump. Don't fall, don't fall. There we go. If you fall straight down, I think it's a guaranteed death. I think. Maybe if you have enough health. If you have a lot of health, you'll probably survive the fight, but I believe it's a guaranteed death. Anyways, we got the Chloranthy Ring and we got the Mirrah set, okay? Mirrah set, it's from Urithyll back in Dark Souls 2. And the way to get the helmet is you have to go trade an item with Snuggly back in Firelink, which you can unlock that later. Actually, we can unlock it pretty soon. You're gonna need 20,000 souls though. So I don't know. I'm gonna unlock that later. I'm not gonna do it right now. So yeah, let's go back to the tree area where the giant was blasting arrows at and pick up the stuff that we didn't get. There is 2 very important items that you can get here. So yeah, make sure you come over here. I don't know what this rooftop area is about. There's nothing here. Except you can receive some fall damage, I guess. But yeah. Come over here and there's like there's a reinforced club and then there's a whole bunch of stuff we can get here. Got these branches. These are very different than the one that he gave us, okay? So yeah, make sure you don't use the wrong one if you want to use them. Where's the reinforced club? There we go. Next up, we want to make this jump right here. This is a jump, so be careful. Okay, so just get a little running start here and then jump. Okay, once you get here, you're pretty much safe. And make sure to grab up that item right there. That's the Undead Bone Shard. Okay, that is very important because that's what we're gonna need to upgrade our Estus, the amount it heals us. So the highest you can go is +10, and maximum amount of Estus we can carry is 15. So yeah, you're gonna need that. Well, you don't really need it, but you're gonna want to have that if you're planning to go NG plus or higher. I mean, pretty sure there are some people out there that don't need it, but you know, I'm not that good, so I need that. Next up, we got this guy here with the great sword. It always scares me when they start running like that. Yeah, their great sword hurts. Okay, that does a lot of damage, so be careful with that. And right here, you get the Cleric Set, which is what the clerics start off with if you chose that class. It kind of makes you look like a Ninja Turtle because of the when you equip the overall, there's like a little shell in the back. I don't know what that's about, but it's kind of silly. And also it comes along with a shield. Woohoo! That's not the important item I was talking about. This is the important item right here. Okay, this Umbral Ash. Very, very important because that's what we're gonna need to rescue the maiden that's trapped in this area, and we will rescue her in the next episode. So yeah, and that's pretty much it for the items in this area. Yeah, yeah, that's pretty much it. I believe we got like everything other than the ones that we have to go back to Firelink to get the stuff for. Well, other than that, we got everything. We talked to the NPCs. Yeah, we're pretty much done here. So, yeah. That's going to be with the bosses. So, thank you all for watching. I hope this video has been entertaining and helpful and enjoyable. And if you all found all 3 of those qualities to be in this video, then hey, stay tuned for the next one. Because we are going to be taking down the Curse Rotted Greatwood. But yeah. Until next time, I'll see y'all later. Holmes out.